Chapter 9. Eternal Loyalty. Ren led me through the darkness in near silence. I tried to focus on Ren's chi and practice honing my senses as we ran across the countryside at high speed. Although I was able to follow her, I didn't feel like I had really gotten much practice. Still, I kept at it the entire way, knowing that it could prove an invaluable tool against someone like Liu. It took us about 10 minutes to reach Ordos from the palace. When we broke free of the forest, we followed the road before crossing a wide desert, and from there we stumbled into the huge city of Ordos. I noticed as we crossed the desert, we finally breached the cover of the hanging clouds, and the full moon was shining its light down upon the land. There were a handful of buildings that were 3 stories or higher, but the city's size was relative to the large amount of ground it covered. From our approach from the north, we could see a large plateau with elegant palaces resting atop it. I guessed that we might find the Ming Song family there, so that's where we headed first. We scaled the plateau in a single bound with ease, and after asking around a market, we were able to get directions to the Ming Song estate. It was a large palace with a huge plot of land and soldiers all over the place, each in that same matching blue armor we'd seen before. We came upon them from the backside and found little but a small family graveyard beside a single decrepit tree. The tree was pale gray and its branches were completely free of leaves, reaching for the sky like hands grasping up at the moon, trying to take its light for their own. But I noticed there weren't leaves on the ground here. Since the lack of leaves called my attention to it, I noticed what appeared to be the image of an old woman's face scarred into the ground. It stretched between the closest grave and the tree, and she had her eyes closed. The base of the tree seemed to be part of the odd pattern. I knelt down to get a closer look, but immediately stood up with surprise when the mouth opened slightly, and I heard a quiet wheezing gasp. Ren squeaked with fright, and I asked, "What the hell?" But the being didn't react. "Hey, can you hear me?" I asked. It still didn't respond. "I don't know what the heck that thing is, but it gives me the creeps. Let's get out of here, now," Ren begged, tugging at my arm. I kinda wanted to go too, but I wanted to give it one more chance and asked, "Are you related to the Ming Song family?" And we were both taken aback when the face's eyes opened wide. I stared into her empty eyes for what felt like an eternity before repeating my question. She still didn't reply. Instead, she simply closed her eyes and seemingly returned to her slumber. I tried getting her attention by stepping, stomping, and jumping on her, and I even dug my knife into her, but she still didn't react.